Krystalsyoga here for this morning flow. If you use props or blocks in your practice, you can have them handy. And when you're ready, I'll meet you on your mat. So starting seated, we'll get into some neck rolls. So when you're ready, drop the chin, and it doesn't matter which direction you go, just allow the head to make big circles, stretching out all sides of the neck. Make sure to switch sides, rolling the opposite direction. Use the breath. Every inhale, you look up. Every exhale, the chin drops. And then we'll come back to center, coming up to some shoulder rolls. So lifting the shoulders to the ears, draw them back, and then big circles. So up, back, and down. Maybe there's a little bit of crunching happening in the shoulders. We're loosening things up. Good. All right, couple more. You can switch directions. Roll those shoulders forward. Good. All right, little side bend here. Let's do left hand comes down. Reach your right arm all the way up. Tip on over. Stretch your right side body. Maybe this left arm takes a little bend in the elbow. You can lean a little deeper. And then just switch sides. Swing on over to the other side. Tip on over. I like to take a little bit of a pulse here, kind of deepen that side stretch. And then we'll meet in our tabletop for some cat-cows. Coming onto all fours, we can drop the belly, inhale, look up. Exhale, rounding, take a peek for the belly button, and then just keep going with your breath. Exhale. Maybe you want to start to add in some body rolls, some hip sways. And then we're just going to push into our child's pose here. Knees can go wide. Let the hips settle between the heels. Let your forehead rest. Maybe a little rock side to side of the forehead. And then we can press into the palms, send the hips a little farther back, lengthen your spine. And then we can start to lift the elbows and forearms, rounding your upper back, drop your chin. Maybe you can come up onto the fingertips, lengthening just a little bit longer. And then let your palms melt back to the earth. We're going to come into our tabletop, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. First down dog of the morning or first down dog of the day. Maybe you want to pedal it out. Spread those fingers open wide. You can certainly have the toes touching. You can have them mat width apart. You can have them anywhere in between, whatever feels good this morning. Whatever feels good in your body. You want to keep the knees slightly bent here so you can lengthen into the spine. And then we're going to move through a sun salutation here. So we'll come high up onto the tippy toes, and we're just going to tiptoe all the way to the top of the mat. Find a halfway lift, so bring your hands to your shins, arch your back, peek up. Exhale, fold deeply. Stand tall, come all the way up, take a big breath, reach the arms up. Bring your hands to your heart center, samastitihi, and then inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold, hinge at your hips. Hands can come to the earth. If they don't reach the earth, you can bring them to the shins, and we'll inhale, lift up halfway. Plant those hands, step back, find your plank pose. Good. So we're going to fire up the body here. First thing. Rounding your upper back. Maybe you start to shift the weight into the tiptoes. You can take a little rock here. And then we're going to softly let the knees come to the earth. Let's keep those elbows super close to the body as you come all the way down, chest and belly to the earth. Press the tops of the feet. So shins and knees have lifted. Squeeze those elbows back behind you. Lift your chest, lift your gaze. And then on the exhale, release the forehead back down. push through the palms into your tabletop. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Again, you want to take a little pedal here. Love a little bit of movement here in my down dog. And then we come high up onto those tippy toes. Again, we're going to gaze forward and little tiptoes to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, we bring those hands to the shins or the knees. Take a peek up. Exhale, fold. Stand tall, come all the way up. Reach the arms overhead. And then hands heart center. Good. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. And again, hinge at your hips as you exhale, fold forward. Fingertips do not need to come to the earth. They can come to the shins. Let's bring them there now. Inhale, halfway lift, peek up, arch that back. Plant your hands, step back, find your strong plank again, Palakasana. Again, if you want to take a little bit of movement, rocking forward, that can be a nice little warm up into the wrists. And then we'll allow the knees to softly come to the earth, uncurl those toes, keeping those elbows super tight. We come all the way to the earth with the chest. Press the tops of the feet, squeeze those elbows, lift your chest, lift your gaze, take a big breath in, and then push back through your tabletop. Find your downward facing dog. Curl those toes under, hips come up. And again, a little bit of movement here. This time we're going to sweep our right leg all the way up. Three-legged dog or a down dog split. Keep pressing into those palms. Nice stretch to the back of that left leg here. And then we'll bring the knee in. We're going to softly place the foot between the hands. Sometimes it gets a little stuck. You might need to give it a hand by catching it with the right wrist. We're going to come into a low lunge. Reach the arms all the way up. If this is a little too intense, you can certainly keep the hands onto the knees here, but we're really working on melting those hips down to the earth. Maybe you press into that back knee or the back foot. We'll take a little bit of a twist here, so we can bring right hand to the hip. This left hand stays onto the left knee. If it's not already there, let's bring it there. And just turning the chest to this right side. Maybe take a peek behind you. And then we can bring our chest back to center. We're going to come into a half splits. Fingertips can certainly support you on the earth as you straighten the front leg by shifting the hips back. You can flex those right toes, the front toes. Maybe again a little sway of the hip side to side. Blocks certainly come in handy underneath of the hands. No pun intended. Good. All right, let's glide forward, come back into our lunge. And then we're just going to bring the hands on the inside of this right foot. And you're going to swing the left foot behind you. So it's kind of like a modified humbled warrior. We're getting a nice deep compression into this right inner groin here. So we can start to melt our chest towards the earth, bending the elbows, maybe even both elbows come to the earth. And this is going to set us up for our gate pose. So we can start to walk the hands back towards you. And we're just going to come all the way up, balancing on this left knee. This right leg will go straight. And then we turn our toes to the left, okay? So everything is facing the left side now. We can bring right hand to the right thigh, tip on over, stretch through your left side body again. Sometimes I like to interlace the hands overhead, find that extra little pulse, an extra little pull here with that bottom hand into that side body stretch. We'll do a little supported side plank now. So left hand down, so we're balancing on left hand, left knee, and our right toes. Reach that top arm up. If you want a little bit more here, we can reach the top arm overhead now. So we're in this big long line. And if you would like to add a little challenge, we can lift the back leg, that right top leg. Good. Okay. Softly set that right foot down. We're just going to spin back to the top of the mat into our low lunge. Again, reach the arms all the way up, and then let's cactus the arms so we can get a little bit of a back bend here this morning. And then hands to the earth. Curl the back toes under. We're going to find our way back to our downward facing dog. And then our left foot's going to swing up. So keeping both legs straight, melt your right heel towards the earth. It certainly doesn't have to touch, but we're just getting that nice stretch into the back of that standing leg. And then we'll crunch the knee in, doing our best to get that left foot forward between the hands. If you need to use your left hand to catch the ankle, you can do that. And then we come all the way up, reaching the arms up. I'm going to take the variation where my hands are on my knee. I like this variation here for a nice morning stretch because I can really just get low into the hips. And again, imagining maybe there's like a magnet onto your hips, pulling them down to the earth, pressing into your back knee, your back foot. And then we'll take a twist. So we'll take the left hand to the left hip, keep your right hand on that front knee, and just turning the chest to the left side. So we get a stretch to that front hip flexor and also a nice little twist into the spine. And then we can unwind back to center. We're going to come into our half splits. So fingertips can support you as you shift the weight back, straightening your front leg. You can fold here if that's accessible in your body. I love a little fold here, a little sway side to side can feel nice. And then we shift the weight forward again, so bending the front knee, and then we're going to take that back knee that is on the earth, and we're just going to swing that foot behind us, so hands come to the inside of this left foot, and we sink low into this modified humble warrior here. Nice deep compression into that left inner groin. Setting us up to come into our gate pose. So walk those hands back towards you. We're going to stand on this right knee. This left leg is going to go straight, and then we turn our toes to the same direction, to the right side. Left hand to left knee or thigh, tip on over, stretch that right side body. Again, it can feel nice to stay here, or if you like a little bind with the hands, and you can use that bottom arm, bottom hand to pull the top hand, so you get this extra little stretch. Setting up for supported side plank. So now we bring that right hand to the earth. We're balancing on right hand, right knee, and left foot, reaching that left arm, top arm straight up. You want an extra little stretch. We reach the top arm overhead, getting ultra long. If you want that extra challenge, we can lift the left foot off the earth. Good. Softly set that foot down. We're just going to spin now to the back of the mat, and then we're going to find our chair pose here. So, but before we do that, let's come to sit onto our heels. Sometimes with our toes curled under, sometimes those pinky toes get a little trapped. So you can give them a hand here, a little stretch into the soles of the feet. And now we can challenge ourselves here to come up into chair pose from here, working our mobility. Or you can certainly use your hands to give you a hand up. So here we go. Shifting the weight back into our chair pose, we come to sit. Take a peek down. If you cannot see your toes, all good. Just shift the weight back into the heels a little deeper. Keeping the knees bent, we're going to take this right leg, you're going to cross it over the left. We can certainly keep those toes tapping on the earth, and then right elbow under. Perhaps the palms come to touch. If this is a little too intense, you can just give yourself a big bear hug here, but we're staying in this chair pose, eagle arms, eagle legs. Take a breath in, lift the elbows up. Exhale, see if you can bring the elbows to the knees. And then inhale, lift up. We're gonna do it one more time, crunch elbow to knee. Last time we lift up, we unwind the arms, we unwind the legs. We're gonna find our eagle on the other side. So keeping the knees bent, cross your left leg over and then the left elbow under. So I have my left leg over and my left elbow under. Whatever variation with the arms, I'm taking this full Garudasana arm. Elbows lift, exhale, crunch. And I have my left toes tapping on the earth. Inhale to lift, exhale to crunch. Good. Last time we lift, we unwind the arms, unwind the legs, and then we're just going to fold, straighten everything here. Finding our Uttanasana, so a little bit of space between the feet or a lot of space between the feet. If you want to take a ragdoll here, opposite hands, opposite elbows, bowing, swing side to side. And then we're just going to softly release the knees to the earth and finding your way onto your back body, coming into a nice spinal twist. So laying all the way down onto our backs, bring your knees into your chest. We can release the arms open wide to the sides, and you're just going to allow the knees to fall to the left. I like to take my hips and sort of pick them up and kick them over to the right side, and then maybe the left hand comes to the right knee to find an extra little supported twist here. Take 2 big breaths in. And then we can switch to the other side, release that hand, bring the knees back to center. Maybe you pick up the hips, bring them to the left side of the mat as you allow the knees to fall to the right. And then again, perhaps this right hand catches the top of that left knee, allowing the knee to fall a little deeper to the earth while still drawing our left shoulder to the earth. And then maybe you turn the gaze the opposite direction. A little bit of a deeper twist. 2 breaths here. And then coming back to center, releasing those hands, those knees can come all the way back up. And then you can rock and roll up and down, or you can just come simply to seated. You can roll to one side. We're going to come all the way up into our seated forward fold, extending the legs long in front of you, perhaps using the hands to get the sit bones right on the earth there, or I like to crawl my heels forward. All right, reach the arms up and then exhale, fold forward, flex those ankles, flex those toes. Certainly if you can't catch the feet, you can catch the shins or even grip your hands onto the mat if you can reach those ankles or the feet. Drop the back of the neck, fold forward. Take 2 breaths here. See if you can get a little deeper with this last breath. Fill up. Draw your chest a little closer. And then lift all the way up. And that is your morning flow. I hope you're feeling energized and stretched and ready to start the day. If you liked this video, hit subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you on your mat next time. Namaste.